Folks, Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. We've got a rock and roll Thursday for you here. We get another week of football underway in the NFL, college football. And we remind you that oddsworthbetting.com featured pick of the day for you right below this video. Getting ready for a brand new week of football coming to you from Las Vegas. Let's start in the NFL. Seattle at San Francisco. Money starting to appear on the Seahawks. They were 6-point favorites. We're looking at them in the 6.5 range total on the game, around 42.5. Here's the bottom line. This Seattle team, just something has not been right with this team all season long. That being said, they've found ways to win games they shouldn't win, and there's loads of time left to right the ship. Now, they're going against their arch rivals, the San Francisco 49ers, who seem to play much better at home than they do on the road, albeit they could have won the game with the Giants. Hyde with that foot injury is not going to help the cause, but Kaepernick seemed to play much better last week against Baltimore, protecting the football, actually stretching the field a little bit. Seattle, Marshawn Lynch is healthy again. You just think with the tools they've got on offense that Seattle should be doing a better job, and that defense has got to just round back into form. But it's an interesting Thursday night game to get a brand new week underway here in Las Vegas on the wagering board. And, of course, we get player props, in-game wagering, all kinds of opportunities. But, again, check out oddsworthbetting.com. They've got you covered here. Get you rolling here into a new week of the NFL. College football, we get these weeknight games, and these are interesting games that have bowl implications down the road, and they're competitive conference games. Temple at East Carolina, Pirates are 3-point favorites. Pretty good team, and Temple's obviously markedly improved as well. The total in the game, let's call the consensus 51 for that. The one that's really interesting is out in the Pac-12, Cal and UCLA. UCLA a 3.5-point favorite. The total on the game is 67.5. The Bruins still licking their wounds from getting boat raced by Stanford, but don't sleep on Cal. Jared Goff, this kid was fun last year. He took his lumps. He could score, but he'd get pounded. He'd throw an occasional pick, but he's really kind of grown up right in front of our eyes, and the NFL scouts are drooling over this guy. That should be a back and forth, up and down kind of game. Should be entertaining. Then we have Friday night games. You got to watch out for Memphis at Tulsa. Is it a letdown spot for Memphis after they get the upset win over Mississippi last week? Utah State had the big win over Boise State. Now they've got to take on San Diego State. So some interesting weeknight football as well. It's a Thursday night in the NHL, and we just love the start of this NHL season. So much good young talent on display across the league. Arizona and the Rangers. How about this Coyotes team comes out of the gate playing some pretty respectable hockey when many people thought by a good margin they'd be the worst team in the league. They've got a date with the Rangers at Madison Square Garden. Dallas is at Pittsburgh. The Penguins really struggling to find their offense. The Crosby-Kessel matchup hasn't worked out just yet. Jersey's at Ottawa. Ottawa comes off 5 days rest in that game. Anaheim, trouble scoring goals. They're at Nashville, who's really good at preventing goals. Florida's at Chicago. Panthers a good young team. Chicago now dealing with the loss of Duncan Keith. He's going to be out for a bunch of weeks with a knee injury. Washington is at Vancouver. And then an interesting one with the Kings in San Jose. San Jose back home. First game home from a 4-game Eastern road swing. Beat the Kings 5-1 in the opener. LA's finding ways to win games now, but their offense has continued to struggle. But these two teams usually get after it pretty good. So that's a pretty interesting get-out game in the National Hockey League for you on a Thursday. Lots of opportunities on the wagering board. Oddsworthbetting.com, they have you covered with the featured pick of the day right below this video. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas. Back with you again tomorrow.